A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man,
Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 945th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, and small dick energy. It is Monday, March 20th of 2023. It is good to have you in today. As always, we are streaming live simultaneously to YouTube, Rumble, and Sharpe Stream. So however you are watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at Donovan's Den, as well as on Instagram at Donovan Sharpe TSR, as well as at How to Relationship 1. At How to Relationship 1. I think I'm going to, let me pull up the, there we go. So I'm going to pull up the hashtag How to Relationship Instagram page. That's where I'm going to be posting announcements and all that good stuff. I'll be using my main personal Instagram page to make announcements and whatnot. But yes, the social links are in the description. So be sure to get your hands. Be sure to get your hands on that. And I have lost. Sorry guys, it's been a little. Okay, there we go. Had to make sure I had my episode marks, man. I tell you what. Takes a lot to do this all by your lonesome. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, gentlemen, the Conference of Masculine Excellence is going down October 13th through the 15th. It is a 3-day event. And for the second straight year, we are going to have it in sunny Miami, Florida. Fast cars, pretty girls, great food, and awesome weather made it extremely difficult, well, impossible, not for the CME crew to descend on the 305, given the success that we had at last year's CME. As always, I'm going to have an absolutely stacked lineup of speakers and presenters who will all be more than willing to talk to you. They'll let you pick their brains, get whatever guidance or advice you need. Now, tickets are on sale now, but remember, I am capping attendance at 100 attendees. This is a hard cap, guys. This is a hard cap. The CME is in 7 months. We've already sold 34 tickets. We've already sold 34% of our tickets in less than 2 weeks. And today is the last day. Today is the last day to get the full Womanese 1 through 5 video version when you purchase a VIP ticket to the CME. So be sure to head over to masculineexcellence.com, plug in your very best email, grab your ticket so that you can reserve your slot. Gentlemen, I have over 35,000 hours of exclusive content you can't find anywhere. Included in this massive archive is more than 20 seasons of dating show breakdowns, including 3 seasons of Love is Blind, 3 seasons of Temptation Island, 2 seasons of Married at First Sight, 2 seasons of F-Boy Island, and many more. You will also get access to my Red Pill Theater breakdowns. I've broken down movies like Hitch, Think Like a Man, How to Be a Player, 40-Year-Old Virgin, and more. Also included are my podcast collaboration collection, like the 6 elite level game, and Weights and Dates, featuring panelists like the late great Kevin Samuels, Myron Gaines, Coach E.O., and Minister Jap, all with one-on-one with Donovan Sharpe. In addition to all of the exclusive content, you will also get chat privileges, access to members-only events like the Dr. Phil Reaction with Rollo, and ad-free on-demand video, which includes all of the podcast versions of my live streams, which are all free of the small talk, shilling, and me talking about things you care nothing about, like my bowling scores, shot a 247 last week, and my fiance's awesome boob job. Now, for a limited time, I'm going to give you a 3-day trial to explore and decide if a membership is beneficial to your life. To get started, go to sharpestream.com to check it out. Also, make sure you download the free SharpeStream app. It is available for iOS and Android. Make sure you would enable push notifications so you never miss another live stream again. Very, very exciting things. Very, very exciting things going on. Extremely exciting things going on, namely the tour. That's right. The hashtag How to Relationship Tour is starting off with a bang. Last weekend, we were in Dania Beach, Florida. You guys saw the premiere of that particular podcast. Episode 13 will be this weekend, live from it, or not live, but, well, it'll be live for the SharpeStream audience. So we're going to be in Atlanta next weekend. We're going to be in Minneapolis the weekend after that. We're going to be in Chicago the weekend after that. I still have to reach out to Minister Jap and Coach EO to see if they want to let's see if they want to slide through. Maybe get some one-on-one. Maybe do like an elite level game live. Maybe the church with Minister Jap. So we'll be out in Chicago on April the 8th. And then, of course, on the weekend of April the 15th, right here in my hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you are going to be in any of these areas, if you're going to be in Atlanta, Minneapolis, Chicago, or Philadelphia, and you want to either be a part of the live studio audience or you want to be on the panel, or maybe both, go to howtorelationship.net/guest. That is howtorelationship.net/guest. Fill out a short form. You just got to make sure you're not a crazy person. Got to make sure that you are there for the right reasons. We got to make sure that we keep the crazies out and all that good stuff. Heavy screening process and all that good stuff. We've hired professionals to do all that. howtorelationship.net/guest. Fill out that short form, and you too could be on the pod. This is the start of something extremely big and important for us, and I'm looking forward. I'm very, very much looking forward to really growing this thing. I've been planning this for a while, and it's good to see it come to fruition. The very first podcast in Dania Beach last weekend, very successful. Literally went off without a hitch. Everyone I asked to show up, showed up. Literally everyone, which means that the Atlanta episode, the Atlanta podcast, probably going to be an abject disaster. And if you are a SharpeStream member, you can watch it all go down in flames live on SharpeStream. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Very much looking forward to that. We are going to have the interracial the interracial relationship discussion. Not between black women and white dudes. We're going to talk about interracial relationships between black men and white girls. And we're going to have black women and white women on the panel in Atlanta. You do not want to miss that. Hell, if I wanted to go all the way, I would actually hold this podcast in Bankhead. But I like breathing, so we're not gonna we gonna stay at a Bankhead. We gonna stay at a Bankhead. We gonna stay at a College Park. We gonna stay at a East Point, Riverdale. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The very first time I lived in Atlanta with my mother, we lived on Godby Road. We lived on Godby Road. You go up Godby Road, there's Old National Highway. Old National Highway. Dude, there's chicken joints all over the place. Chicken joints all over the place. I haven't been to Atlanta in forever. I can't remember. I think the last time I was in Atlanta was maybe 2018. So, and I know a lot of people in Atlanta. A lot of people, a lot of good friends in Atlanta. So it'll be good to go out there. It'll be good to go out there and catch up and raise a little bit of hell. That should be a very interesting podcast. And like I said, I'm going to stream it live exclusively to SharpeStream. So the only people that are going to be able to watch it live and uncut are SharpeStream members. YouTube will get a cut up version of the whole deal. But if you want to watch the whole thing live and in living color, sharpestream.com. Sharpestream.com. Okay, let's get to it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Speaking of which, so this is my Donovan Sharpe. This is not what, oh, wait a minute. Oh, boy, that's not what I wanted to do. Come on, man. There we go. All right, so what we are going to do here. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Nope, that's not it. Come on, man. There we go. Okay, good stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look. Give me a second. Going to take a quick look at the how-to relationship. Let me log out here. I should have had this pulled up, but oh well, it is what it is. Let me log back in. We need to switch accounts. There we are. How to relationship 1. Ah, come on. Uh-oh, have I already forgotten the password? What? Let's try that. Oh, there it was. Yes, save the info. All right, excellent. So this is the how-to relationship. This is the how-to relationship. This is the how-to relationship Instagram page. Again, you guys will see all of the announcement. There are the Aviles brothers showing up. This, of course, was our journey. This was our journey from Philadelphia to Dania Beach. That is, let's see, that is Shake coming in. Donovan can, Miss Michigan, Ronnie, the Russian model who had the boyfriend who rescued her cat out of a burning building. So very, 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 very much looking forward. To filling this out. I think what's going to end up happening. Wait a minute. Is this the? Nope, that's not it. Hang on, guys. I think what's going to. Are all these the same? Nope, that's not it. Definitely on that. There we are. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we're good. Yes. So very, very much looking forward to that. If you like, again, if you want to get on the show, if you want to be in the live studio audience, then definitely howtorelationship.net/guest. Howtorelationship.net/guest. Okay, so a few nights ago, the lovely and talented Pearl Davis had a pregame podcast with, of course, MTR, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. As you can see on your screen, as well as with Melanie King. Melanie King was a good friend of the late great Kevin Samuels. I don't know her. I've never met her, but I do know that Kevin spent a lot of time with her. And so let's go ahead and get this party started.
At us.
Yeah, that's loud. Sorry, y'all.
Who do you think's in control of sex? Who do you think's in control of sex, men or women?
Uh-oh.
Women.
So then wouldn't you say it's women's fault for giving out sex for free?
So let's not get this confused. I am 100% that women are.
Okay, right off the bat, you can tell she did not. She doesn't want to answer the question. Right? And, I think Pearl fashions these questions on purpose. Is it men or women's fault? Right?
Not being held accountable at all, right? But there's a balancing factor. Why can that coexist? Yes, we aren't holding each other accountable or things like that, but there's still a standard of men allowing that we aren't held accountable.
Men allowing what? Women are in control of sex, miss. Men don't allow sex to happen. Women allow sex to happen. If the woman does not want to have sex, sex is not happening. Because if a woman doesn't want to have sex and sex happens anyway, that is the crime of EPAR spelled backwards. So yes, it is women's fault. 247%.
That's the only thing that I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm saying.
But what we've already proven is that it's not the majority of men. It is a 5 to 10% that women are choosing to give their bodies to and lay down with.
That's it.
Do you know there are between 18 and 30, there are, I think the number's 3 times the number of men who are virgins than there are than women who are virgins. Mm-hmm. Women can run through body count and run through. I did a video where I talked about how I read women's body counts, like women anonymously, business women. These were not women; they were strippers and for the street. they actually gave their body count. There was a 29-year-old woman that had 150 plus.
Oh my
and
God.
She said, I wish it was higher.
150 plus?
Oh my God.
150 bodies. And as you can see, look at the expression on the faces of 2 out of the 3 gentlemen. MTR looks like he was just forced to take a big whiff of chicken in the refrigerator that has gone bad and is 2 weeks past its due date. The white dude, who looks like a more masculine version of Destiny, looks like he just walked into a bathroom that was used, number 2 style. Gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, and we say this all the time, men, we are biologically hardwired to look upon a woman who sleeps around indiscriminately with disgust for long-term relationships. We'll smash you guys out all day long. We will clap those cheeks, but we are not committing.
Oh my God.
And even women
Yeah, she said she wished it was higher.
who had low body count, low numbers of men.
And of course, Sarah, look at this. Look at this. I haven't even watched this. Watch what Sarah does.
Shit was higher.
Oh my God.
And
Watch.
even women who had low body count, low numbers.
See? Blech. Jesus Christ. 150 bodies. Unbelievable.
Of men, they said it should be higher. They actually feel embarrassed, like I should be living little, and I used to feel there's no shame about it. If you ask the same men, unless they are certain looks, they have a certain amount of looks or money and status, they can't get the average woman. If all of us women went outside right now and was just like, listen, come back to the crib, let's go to the car, let's go to the alley, I'm gonna bust it down for you.
They would happen
I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
We can rack up the whole city. We can rack up all of London.
Preach, Melanie.
One night if we chose to. But men, if they can go outside, even if they look good, even if they have the status, they still have a level of work. They maybe on a good night can maybe get 2 if they are just really, really, really.
Hey, that is, dude, Melanie is preaching. Melanie is preaching. Getting eggplant emojis from men, for women, it's easier than breathing, guys. It's easier than breathing. Devin said it best on episode 12 of the hashtag How to Relationship podcast, which again will be in Atlanta this weekend. howtorelationship.net/guest. When she said that women decide who they don't want to have sex with. Women are so inundated with options that they have to decide who they're not going to let clap the cheeks. That's just how it works. But a guy like me, even when I was at the height of my Vegas powers, guys, I had 3 vehicles. One of them was extremely fly. I had a Vegas high rise. I had a penthouse. It was a 2-story penthouse right on the strip. Guys, it was still very hard to get laid. But the average humdrum loser 23-year-old who looks halfway decent, if she really wanted to go out and get an STD, she can go out and get one. 150.
Women have sex with who they want. Men have sex with who they can.
And
Yes,
every
sir.
one of them changes the outcome of their relationships in the future. I mean, I'm not going to say that it has no impact, but which one has significantly more? If a man
150.
sleeps with 100 women, can he settle down? I would argue still
Yeah,
probably.
we
can.
know.
But if a woman
Yeah.
sleeps with 100 men, she can't.
Now, let's get one thing straight. Men cannot sleep with an unlimited amount of women and not be affected by that, right? Men can't sleep with, Wilt Chamberlain famously slept with 20,000 women or something like that, right? Now, even though it takes a lot longer and a lot more bodies for bedroom fun to start to affect us negatively mentally, it still can. Most guys, dude, 99.99% of guys never even come close. Never even come close. Guys, I don't know what my body count is. It's a lot. I can tell you this. I stopped counting at about 150. So my guess is that my body count is probably between 150 and maybe 250. Maybe, give or take. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's 160. I've smashed a lot of girls. Mentally, I'm good to go. But if you add a 0 to that, if I were to have had sex with 1,500 women, as great a time as that would be, that it would start to affect me negatively. But it would take 1,600 women. Maybe the line of demarcation is 750. Either way, it's a lot of bodies. Women reach that threshold very quickly. As soon as women catch that fifth body, that's when you know what? I'll put it to you this way. A woman could have sex with, and I'm just spitballing here. And I might make this a poll question. But I think once a woman sleeps with if a woman sleeps with 3 men her whole life, but she ends up with the third guy for the rest of her life, she's all right. She's good. She's pair bonded and all that good stuff. But if she sleeps with guy number 4, just a little bit more of her soul is taken away. Guy number 5, a little bit more. Guy number 6, a little bit more. This woman has 150 bodies. She has no soul left. Mathematically speaking, the first guy that gets to sleep with a woman, the first guy, the man that takes a woman's virginity, has 100% of her soul. The second guy that sleeps with her has 50% of her soul. Third guy has 33% of her soul. Fourth guy, 25%. Fifth guy, 20%. Sixth guy, 16.5 or 16.66%. And so on and so forth. Now, a lot of guys might think, geez, 33%, that's really not that much. It's quite a bit compared to the average rank and file modern woman. This woman has whoever ends up with that woman who slept with 150 guys is going to have at least, at the very most, 1/150th of her soul. We're talking decimal points, guys. And at that point, it's not even worth sticking around.
Men care about quantity.
Yes.
Women care about quality.
Woo!
Of the women.
Preach.
So if I see, I'm like, that's your ex-girlfriend? That's who you slept with? Like, if she's like a bust down, or I know she's a known hoe, or the dude just slept with prostitutes.
Damn, I didn't know Melanie was, she's keeping a gangster.
Would be upset as women. A man would care about the number of men that she has slept with. We care about the quality, because we're almost like, that's why if a man has other women around him who look good, other women around him that look good, or his girlfriend looks good, he's like pre-qualified. We're just like, oh, he's got a baddie. It incites like he's pre-qualified.
Yes, pre-selection.
Whereas we care about it. But if we see a good-looking guy with like a girl that looks terrible, we're like, he's probably broke, he's probably this, I won't want him. A man doesn't care about that. All he cares about is quantity.
What were you going to say?
But to the point, right? It's 80% of women who are out here doing these things. It's 5 to 10%.
Oh, no, sweetheart. It is far more than 80%, sweet cheeks. Like, there are no fat, ugly studs. There are fat, ugly hoes running around all the time. I Lock Turok with the $5 super chat says 150. I don't even have 100 friends. Let that sink in. You know what? I don't have 150 friends either. I don't have 100 friends.
Than men who are sleeping with them, but they are running through the 80% of women, and now they are disqualifying them from being good wives. So
yes, that's exactly correct. We are disqualifying them. But women are in complete control of who they let enter their bodies. Again, if the woman does not want to have sex, the sex doesn't happen. Sex is 100% contingent upon whether or not the woman wants to do it. Women are in complete control of sex. Complete control of sex. So if you don't want to be disqualified, stop sleeping with men on the first date. Stop sleeping with a bunch of dudes.
Oh, it first needs to start.
Choice.
Disagree.
It first
The
needs
women
to
are opening
start.
their legs.
Open
The women hold them accountable. The women are opening their legs. You just said that women control sex. How are the 80% of men just running through these women?
So
Are you
first,
saying it's not
the
consensual?
accountability needs to start with women and locking that down and not doing that, right? So then the 5 to 10% of men who are running have no place to go. Right?
Well, there you go. That's it. That's it. What she just said right there, that's the formula. That's the formula. If women started giving men sex on the contingency of commitment, we would have no hoes. We just wouldn't. We wouldn't have that many. Right? If women did not just open their legs so freely and easily to the top 5 to 10% of men, guess what? The top 5 to 10% of men, in order to get sex, would need to commit to the women that he is sleeping with. But because women don't require commitment to get the cheeks clapped, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
Right. That is where the
there's no accountability.
That's where it shifts.
It's all the accountability because all the women are sleeping with that 5 to 10%.
There it is.
Yeah,
so we
stop
need
there.
women need the accountability. The 5 to 10%, so
It's
we're
a shared
no, I'm sorry. The majority
No,
of men
it
do
is
not
not
have
being
those
accountable.
options.
It is not a shared responsibility. Not a shared responsibility. House of Hypocrites has 7 children by 7 baby mamas. He is 1,000% not at fault. The women that carried these pregnancies to term who let him hit it raw, without birth control, without taking a plan B, without going to get a Noit Roba, 100% responsible. Men, we're going to do what we do. We're going to do what we do. Our firmware tells us to go out and smash as many women as humanly possible. This is just how we're designed. But we can't clap the cheeks unless the woman wants the cheeks clapped.
That's not. Women, if 80% of women are choosing these 5 to 10%, ma'am, you have, not you, sweetheart. I'm just talking in general. No, when I say ma'am, I'm just talking. So I'm just saying, how are we going to blame men when it's 5 to 10% that's getting 80% of the women out here? It's us women. If 5 to 10% of women were choosing to sleep with those 5 to 10% men, let them go off and do their thing. But we have women in mass, the majority of women that are giving themselves to these low quality Tyrones, Pookies, and Ray Rays that don't care when there's good men that are right around you, but you don't want him because he's corny.
And
There it
only
is.
one influences the outcome of your relationship. Like the man sleeping with multiple women, it's not going to influence the outcome of his relationship,
Nope.
but it sure as hell is going to influence the outcome of hers for her future husband.
Yeah,
But we
absolutely.
now live
So that
in a
makes it
time
okay,
where,
though?
But we live in a time.
No. What makes what okay? What makes what okay? Men sleeping around? No, sweetheart. Don't worry about what the men are doing. You worry about what you're doing. Women are out here telling us, how dare you turn us into hoes? We don't turn y'all into hoes. You turn yourself into hoes. You turn yourselves into hoes.
Where we can watch
It's
all
like-
of these TikTok videos with these street interviews, and the guys are asking girls about what have you done, what have you got to confess, and these girls are saying they've been ran through, they've had 5 guys in one night, and we've now got to the point. Yeah, we've got to the
I've heard
point.
even more than that.
Do you believe that sex outside of marriage is wrong?
Oops.
So yes, but
Yeah.
do you still partake? Yes, right. So
Oh,
in
there
modern
it is.
culture, it's relevant, right?
Then you're
But
blaming culture.
I'm not blaming culture.
saying-
That's just
Yes,
what
she
that's
is.
the reality
No,
of it, right?
it's
That's
not,
a fact
because
that people are having
you're
sex.
right, but that's you as an individual. You have individual accountability. So I don't care what culture is doing. I make a choice with my box. Culture is not going to give me STD.
Absolutely.
Culture is not going to make me. Culture is not going to take care of when I have a I'm an unwed mother.
Right.
Culture is not going to take care of those things. I am responsible for my body, my who I give my body to, who I have soul ties to. If you choose to spread your legs open in these streets,
Preach it,
society
Melanie.
did not make you do that. You made the choice to lay down with all of those men, and you can and putting it on that men need to take accountability. You chose to bust it open for that F boy or that Pookie.
Change
That
the
is
narrative.
your choice.
However,
There it is. You can blame it on culture all you want to. You make the choice.
However, I'll say this.
Go off.
When your society tells you that something is okay, so what we've seen within the past 10 years is a spike in people that are calling themselves non-binary and trans, right? We've seen a spike in it. Why? Because the society has said it's okay to be that way.
Yes, Sarah, but it is still their choice. Like, you can be influenced all you want to. It comes down to you. And here's another thing. People are born with an inherent understanding of the difference between right and wrong. We are born with that. This is why when you ask women what their body counts are, they always bristle, because they know the higher their body count, the lower their value. Nobody had to tell them that. It's just something they instinctively know.
That's still their choice.
Right. It is their choice. But I'm saying we have to understand that when society says something is okay,
it has an impact on it.
It has an impact on individuals. Like
that's just the reality.
Because there's a reason why you don't allow your children to watch certain things on TV, right?
But you can't control society.
But society impacts you.
Yeah, I have to disagree with Sarai here. I got to disagree with Sarai here. Listen, you guys know I'm very open about my criminal record, my criminal past, right? Multiple time convicted felon, been arrested, almost 36 times, all the rest of that, right? I'm the one that made those decisions, okay? That was my fault. I became overly emotional. I let my temper get the better of me. Now, being raised essentially by a single mother who was a slave to her emotions, that certainly influenced me. It certainly had an impact on my life. But it was my decision to put my left fist through somebody's face, not my mom's. It was my decision to beat the crap out of somebody because he wouldn't give me back my keys. I take full accountability for my actions. I can acknowledge that there were some things that influenced it, but guess what? When the judge is looking at me and he says, Mr. Sharpe, why have you done X, Y, and Z? Well, my mom this and my dad that. He's not going to say, all right, well, let's go ahead and get let's go get Mama and Papa Sharpe in here and answer for what. No, I'm a grown-ass man to make grown-ass decisions. Take some accountability.
Live in society every single day. It has to be.
But hang on, there's a reason why you don't allow your children to watch certain things on TV. There's a reason why you don't allow your children to go around certain people. Why? Because as much as you could teach your child and say, don't do this, that's wrong, right? Your child can still be influenced, right, by a certain group of people.
But it's still your choice, even as a child. It's your choice who you surround yourself with. Like, I remember being like a kid and thinking these girls were mad, and thinking these girls were crazy. And it's like, even as a child, you have some accountability for the friends you choose to surround yourself with.
But where does accountability come from? It comes from the influences. It comes from our society.
That's not accountability. That's influence. Influence is not the same as accountabiliability.
And all I'm saying is we can't discredit
the impact
that society.
Yes, we can.
It's not come from society.
You can't do that.
I think accountability.
Yeah, we can.
I don't agree.
Accountability comes from yourself and the ability to take.
Where is that shaped from, though?
But listen,
how do you know what is good or what you should decide?
Every woman that has laid down with the 5 to 10% man, there is another woman who was raised in similar circumstances or worse that made a different decision.
Whoops.
So that's where your accountability is, because you can have all the excuses, society, everybody, all of this, but there is another person out there that made a different and a better choice. Just because you were born in that, then you have to say, why did they make a better choice and I chose to do this? So if one person in the world made a better choice than you, then you have to say society didn't influence them. Society didn't do this. Why am I so weak? Why am I so unaccountable that I want to blame everyone else? If one person has made a better choice than you, then you need to rise to the cream of the crop. But so many of us are at the bottom. We want to be like everybody else. We want to be regular. We want to be below average, and we don't strive for excellence in anything that we do.
Who creates society?
God damn. I might have to subscribe to Melanie. This bitch is, this bitch is, she's dropping straight fire. God damn.
I think we're missing something.
The 1% of men do.
I'm saying, who passes on culture in a family?
Exactly. And
that's
one thing that we're missing.
We're
talking about the individual and we're talking about society. We have completely neglected the home and the family, because I would argue that if an older woman had told this younger lady or any younger lady that this is how boys see you, if you do that, you would act differently if someone had told you that. I think men do a much better job of checking each other, because men see themselves in younger men. Women see themselves as younger women.
Whoa! Wow! Straight facts! Oh, wow! Men see themselves in younger men. Women see themselves as younger women. Wow. I have never heard that before, but it is 100% correct. God damn, who is this woman?
Man.
Bars.
Damn.
She's good.
You better teach.
Hey.
Sorry, continue.
A man looks at his life in phases. He knew he was a boy. He knew
Right.
he was a young man. He knew he was, a bachelor. And then he's like, I'm ready to set it down. A woman doesn't do that. A woman still thinks, even though I'm 40 or 50 or whatever, I can still twerk like a little girl. I can still wear revealing clothing. I think there's something.
Shit.
Sorry, go on.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness, yo, this bitch is cooking.
Let's
Damn.
talk about Savannah James.
Wouldn't you guys agree that women pass on the culture in a family?
Yes, they always do, because
But
they're around the kids the most. Women pass on the culture in the family because they're around the kids the most, at least in the beginning.
Depends on
Like women are
the
women
race.
Just women, Pearl.
What?
Yeah, I'm
just
like,
women?
but should they?
I would say what men build.
Should they? It doesn't matter whether they should. Oops. They do. I don't know what's going on with my camera here. Hang on, guys. Sorry about that. What's the... Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Hang on. We do it live. Okay, that's weird. Okay, well that... Showing that it's on. Maybe it's unplugged. Oh, I bet it's unplugged. Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry, guys. Hang on. I was wondering. Oh yeah. All right, hang on. Oh, there we are. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, hang on, guys. Dude, come on with this. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I tell you what, man, I've had to put up with some pretty zany circumstances. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. We do it live, guys. Here we go. I don't know how that happened. Shane will win, says L. Chris. Yeah, right. Yeah, we're gonna blame Pogson for this. All right. How did that happen? There we go. Okay, now we're looking good. All right. My apologies, guys. Let us continue with the breakdown.
Societies, women pass on the culture typically. And
there you go.
They do.
And so by that logic, if the culture's bad, whose fault is it?
Bingo. It's mom's.
And who's breaking up homes, men or
You
women?
said a
Women.
whole word right there, Maggie.
So if we're growing up in a family that doesn't, in a society that doesn't value family, whose fault is it?
No, I think that's women. No,
Test.
I agree.
They're breaking up the home.
We actually done something on that, and I actually said if the woman's not right, because she's the first teacher of children, right? So if the woman's not right, the society's not going to be right. Because if you're the first teacher of the children, as women, you spend most of the time with the children. Mm-hmm. So if you are the one that is constantly and consistently around the children, then the child's not going to be right. And the childs are the ones that go out into society
That's
and
sorry.
do that.
I think I actually heard you say it, Pearl, before. That's the thing. In single mother homes, that's when kids do bad. You always need a father figure in the home to be able to coach and teach the child how to be disciplined and accountable in life.
Yep.
There are some, though, in single mothers. We have these outliers like LeBron James.
Ooh.
Single mother.
Uh-oh.
Family. And even his wife's.
Oh, okay. So, LeBron James. Right? So LeBron is a rare success story. Just like every other professional athlete. There are a good number. I don't know what the number of professional athletes in America who are raised by single mothers, but enough of them exist to where we know who they are. Dylan Brooks, who can't shut the hell up. He's always emotional, getting into fights. Single mother. Right? But LeBron James didn't succeed because of a single mom, Gloria. No, he succeeded in spite of her. So yes, LeBron is an outlier, but let's not make any mistake about the fact that Gloria James is not the reason LeBron is successful. No, LeBron is the reason LeBron is successful. Gloria James actually made the wise decision of allowing LeBron to live, I think, with his basketball coaches because she didn't have a pot to piss in. Good on Gloria, but she's not the reason he succeeded. Call it an outlier if you want to. He succeeded in spite of his mother.
Savannah James, that's why I brought her up. If you saw a picture of Sierra, and you put a picture of Savannah James at the Oscars. Savannah James, every woman across the board, like people are talking about, that's my wedding dress. Like she's inspired me. She is gold. She is it. She was a single mother very young. She was raised by a single mother, LeBron James. So even if you were raised a single mother, poverty, all your circumstances, look at people who made different choices. If they made other choices, you have no excuse. If somebody else came out of your situation, and let's be honest right now, ladies and gentlemen, everything we're talking about right now is very lightweight and weak. If we look at history and what people have gone through in real struggle and what we call, hardship, and it's not my choice. You look at the society as a whole throughout, all of Europe, Africa, and everywhere. We are living in a time of absolute privilege, and so when we and the accountability that they had to take, it is just, even this conversation is spoiled, and it is privileged, and it is we don't know hard work. We don't know what it's like to really struggle. So we can even have the luxury of having these conversations like this. And it was life and death for a woman to lose her virginity to the streets.
Real shit.
It was life and death. It means you would be you were actually sent to the brothels. Mm-hmm. If you aged out, because you did not marry at a certain age, you were sent to work in the brothel house.
Wow.
And so now it's OnlyFans. And so, and Instagram. Yep. So what we're saying is, even these conversations, we really, as a society now, don't know accountability. And if we really want to go there, but overall, I would say, absolutely, the onus is on the women to pass down the culture, teach the young women. Our young women are out of pocket, struggling, because the older women are for the streets, many of them. You have women who are in their 40s still being IG models, getting bussed down and flued out is what they call it, and just doing the most and looking like strippers. What we call even cute outfits today, sexy. This is what, I don't know, I don't say the word, but like women of
prostitutes,
ladies of the night that wear in old times, and there's no accountability. You're 45 years old, ma'am, and you're dressing like your daughter, doing TikTok and trying to show how thick you are because you want that same 30-year-old man.
Oh my God!
Because your daughter you can get the same man. He'll be in. Let's say he's 33, you're 40, your daughter's 20, he's 30. You're trying to get that man because you're so lost and so consumed into yourself. You have nothing to teach. But
Jesus Christ.
But I think that's the reason why men are supposed to be the ones leading society.
Exactly.
There we go.
And I think that's the reason why. Because we, like I said, discussed earlier on, women are not going to give younger women the keys to the game. They're just not going to do it. It's competition. They're not going to do it.
That's right.
Sitting around asking.
Yeah, this is what Sarah is saying here should not be slept on. It's. And you guys can put your thoughts in the chat on this, and I've got my own opinions on this, but I want to hear from you guys. Why is it that older men try to help younger men, but older women try to destroy younger women? Like older men will give younger men the game to not only pull women for casual, but they'll give them the game to seek out a quality woman, right? Older men give younger men the information to seek out a quality woman. The only kind of game that older women give younger women is how to get easy dick. That's about it.
Asking and expecting them.
I don't know why. I have no idea why I don't know why older women do not put younger women up on the real game.
To do it, you'll be waiting a long time for them to do that, right? So it's for men to lead society. So when you talk about society, but society's been fragmented and it's been broken, so now men can be women and women can be men, and the whole thing's topsy-turvy and upside down. And so the reason for society being this way is because men aren't allowed to lead. Men like TMR, men like myself, we get called misogynistic.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? When we try to lead, we get called all types of, if you're broke, then say so. If you're dusty, then say so. If you're gay, then say so. We get shamed for trying to be leaders. Do you get what I'm saying? So the society, going back to who leads society, I would say there's a part of, like I said, those 1% of men, whoever they are, those 1%, the same people that put Andrew Tate in jail, those men are the ones that are trying to cultivate society and show people that if you step out of line, like an Andrew Tate,
shout out Brian Dawkins,
then they'll try and put you back in check.
Modern women hate accountability so much that they cheered when Kevin Samuels passed away.
Real
Not so much that they hate accountability, by and large. But here's the thing, is that because they are the product of the society that they are raised in, and a lot of them are just hive minds, then I can't really be mad at them at the end of the day. Because if you've been lied to consistently throughout your life, or fed the propaganda that sells a product to you, and you believe that because it benefits you, then can I really be mad at you?
Now this is where I disagree with MTR. Sleeping around doesn't benefit women. Like, not in the least. Like, there is nothing good ever comes out. Nothing good happens for women when they sleep around. That's the first thing. The second thing is society sold them a bad bill of goods, but like I said earlier, men and women, we are born with an inherent understanding of the difference between right and wrong. When we were younger, we didn't have to learn. Nobody had to teach us how to lie. It came naturally to us. Alex, did you eat a cookie from the cookie jar? No, Mommy, I didn't. Nobody took me aside and said, okay, Alex, if you really want to get away with getting that extra cookie, eat the cookie, and then when your mother asks, just deny it. Why didn't I think of that? No! We know we don't want to get in trouble, so we do what we have to do to stay out of trouble, which is to lie. Well, it's the same thing with women. Women want to say, well, society told us to sleep around. Well, then if society told you to sleep around and your body count doesn't matter, then why is it that every time somebody asks about your body count, you shrivel up like an eggplant emoji in a cold pool? Derek the Trader with the $5 super chat says, Donovan, who is that woman in white and will she marry me? That is Melanie King. I think she's in her 40s. I think she's like 41, 42. Like, she looks damn good for her age, man. I mean, she looks good, period. But yeah, that's Melanie King. Omar Lerman with the $20 super chat says, leading the peaceful protest in Miami, April 11th. Be an honor to have the godfather of the Red Pill, Mr. Sharpe, there in support of the brothers. Love your work and God bless you, bro. Thank you for everything. # free the Tates. Listen, I appreciate the support, Oma, but I am not the godfather of the Red Pill, man. Oh my goodness. No. I am definitely not. Like, I appreciate it, but no, I'm not the godfather. The godfather of the Red Pill is one Rolla Tomasi. Shane Will Win says she's 41. Okay, yeah, so sounds about right. Okay, let's continue.
That you fed into the propaganda. There's examples all throughout history where propaganda has led to some of the most major calamities throughout our history and our civilization, because people just believed in something unwittingly and unknowingly without questioning it.
But do you guys think that the phrase is... Actually, go ahead, Meg. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, and to your point, MTR, I think what Kevin Samuels did was hold up a mirror, and we had a decision to make. Yes, we had been lied to. Yes, some of us had those modern tendencies, but it was basically a line in the sand, and then you can say, okay, am I going to stick my head back in the sand, la, 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 and say, I don't want to hear that anymore, and you should go away, bad man, or am I going to say, you know what? am I really fit, feminine, and friendly?
Right.
And those same women who cheered his death, you still lonely. You still need to buy a dog and die alone. And you still aren't succeeding. But you've listened. Kevin was a personal friend of mine. He was a personal friend of him, of MTR here, and. Like we knew he was trying to help.
Yes.
He was the stern father you never had. See, I had a father. My father sounds like Kevin to this day and holds me accountable. But see, if you've never had somebody tell you the truth, like, ma'am, what, like your mindset, your attitude, the way you're moving, like I'm sorry, like, and actually there's so much pride and ego in women today because we've been pandered to and told everybody's a queen, everybody's a princess, everybody is, just because you're born with female anatomy, then that means that you should be treated a certain way. But every day we see in the news there are women who are not fit to even walk the earth. What they've done to their children, what they've done to other people. There's just a scandal that came out. I won't say the word, but this woman falsely accused several young men of doing something to her. These young men tried to delete themselves because it was absolutely a lie. Now, evidence came out recently where she went to the store, bought a hammer, beat herself.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
These young men, if it wasn't for other men coming around and supporting these young men, and they were these support men were canceled because they were trying to support men who did SA. And just because she was a woman, she was believed. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. It happened to my mother. That's how I have my oldest sister came from that when she was 14. So of course, I actually come from a family that's happened, but I still know several stories of women who have falsely accused, ruined these young men's lives. And guess what? You know what society says after that? That young woman, this is one woman who was finally held accountable because of her lies and destroying their life. But do you know what happened? Those young men, most of them who have been falsely accused, they lose their scholarship, they lose their jobs, they lose everything, and then there's nothing that's said. If it goes away and it wasn't true, you never hear accountability. You never hear any woman go to jail for falsely accused.
There needs to be a law for it.
As many of you know, I was just...
All right. Derek the Trader with the $5 super chat says, I'm 44. In my experience, older single women are bitter, resentful, and don't want to see younger women do well. Misery loves company equals bad advice. Yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. All right, I got another clip to react to here. Very good. This one is entitled, Maggie, the substitute teacher, received the shock of her life. I have no idea what it's about. We're going to react to it anyway. Away we go.
When do you think women start to lower their standards, if ever? At what age?
30.
I didn't want to believe it when I heard Kevin Samuels say 60 because I thought that was so far off. But I really do believe because we have this thing, black don't crack or whatever. I'm still 47. In 3 years, I'll be half 100. I should move differently than someone that...
Now, I like this woman. She looks a lot older than 47. She looks a lot older than 47.
It's 27. So I would say women mistakenly think I can still compete in that arena, so I shouldn't have to settle.
Woo!
And then you end up in your 50s and 60s alone, and then you say, okay, I'll just be happy to have anyone.
I think this woman speaks from experience. I think this woman speaks from experience. Isn't it something that most of the time when a woman is actually speaking facts, they're almost always older. Late 30s, early 40s, 50s, 60s.
She's telling the truth. So I'm 41, and this is the reality.
Joel Evangelista says her voice is soothing, isn't it? Like her voice is very, very calming. Very calming.
Have young guys, young ballers, NBA, guys who are early 20s who will hit me up, want to take me out.
Yeah, Melanie's hot. I mean, dude, Melanie's hot. Let's not Let's not parse our words here.
And all of this. And a lot of women who still can carry a little bit as they get older, they're still in shape, they're getting hit up by these young guys, and you think you still have it because these guys will want to sleep with you. They'll even take you out. They'll even buy you something to do. They're not going to marry you. And a lot of women just like the glamour of it, and they feel like they still got it. And they don't realize these guys are just using you for easy sex. And so because they're sleeping with you and they're attracted to you, that translates in your mind that I got it. Like I'm still...
There it is. There it is. There it is. This is something I have talked about for years. Modern women often make the egregious mistake of mistaking sexual attraction for relationship attraction. And the two could not be more different. The two could not be more different. They could not be more different. Just because a guy wants to smash doesn't mean he wants to commit.
In the game. I know women who are like 50 and older who actually look amazing. Like, no lie. Like, I know these women. I have women in my family who look this way. And if they wanted to, most of the women in my family are married, but if they...
This is a feminine black woman who looks good. She speaks well and has her own natural hair.
Wanted to, they could attract, they're 50, they can attract a 30-year-old guy. And so it is not until they hit where it starts to crack and guys are just like, man, 60, they can't do that. That's six.
Yeah, 60
that's six, but to hurt even if a guy wanted to.
I was just going to say they can attract him, but they can't keep him. Ultimately, that's what we want at the end of the day.
Oh, my
We're not
God.
supposed to be out here floating around from man to man. We are supposed to be tethered and attached and belong to someone, and I think that's normal and that's natural.
I'm going to hire this woman to read me bedtime stories. I'm going to hire this woman to read me bedtime stories. Her voice is so soothing. It's like she has a melatonin infused voice. It's crazy.
We just have to do a better job of making the distinction between attention and intention.
Oh,
that's right.
Good God. Holy smokes. Wow, this woman is dropping bar. Is this the school teacher?
Sexual attraction versus relationship intention. And
Thank
a lot of
you.
women cannot tell the difference.
No, they cannot.
I'm curious. You said you're 21?
Yeah.
Would you say what they're talking about? Do you see that with your friends where they'll sleep with someone that's out of their league or that someone famous will DM them?
Yep.
Yeah, and
and then they think they can get that dude.
It's happened to me, but because I know they're rappers, footballers, basketball players, I'm just not into that because I know that they're not going to be available to me. So, but my friends on the other hand, they're more, yeah.
Will they fly out to someone where they don't know?
Yeah.
Wow,
curious,
look at
and
that.
You don't have to say this if you don't want to. How many guys has a girl your age slept with usually? Like, not you, but just in general.
Yeah. Now around 15, 20.
Whoa.
Oh, are you 21 yet?
No, next month, yeah.
So she's not even 21
moly.
yet, guys.
And you would say the average girl. I'm not saying you because
No, me personally, it's only been one, but yeah.
Wait. She said it's been one.
Stop the cap.
Sorry, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. And listen, man, if she's telling the truth, then okay. But I think we all know. I base my opinions on probabilities, not possibilities. Is it possible that she's only had sex with one man in her whole life? Absolutely. Is it probable based on what I've seen so far? Nope. Let's continue.
To 20.
Yeah, plus even more than
and
that.
how many were they in relationships with?
None of them.
None.
It's mainly situationships now, so you know.
That's it.
Nope. Shout out to feminism.
And would
Yes,
you,
sir.
would
Shout
you
out
agree that it's
304s.
mostly the same guys that they're all sleeping with?
Yep.
Yeah, but then every time someone does them wrong, like they start catching feelings. This guy's like, okay, well, I don't want a relationship with you. They're like, okay, I'm gonna up my standards.
Wow.
And then
To where?
Why do I love her so much, guys? She's so pretty too.
Thank you so
Sorry,
much.
go ahead. Keep
She's a
talking.
cutie
Sorry,
pie.
she is so cute.
Yeah, they up their standards.
She is a cutie pie. She does. I'll bet she was an adorable baby.
And
She's actually quite attractive. That's her. It looks like her real hair. Nice flat stomach. All right, go on now. 20 years old.
And
I ain't mad at that.
when there's someone that, like maybe a rapper or footballer messages them, they're just like, they hop on it. And then it's like a cycle. The same thing happens where that guy just doesn't want her for what she wants.
And most of the time, do the men tell the women up front that they're not looking for anything?
Yes.
Yeah, but they still believe that I can change him.
Oh, my God. There it is. There it is. There it is. I can change him. Oh, ladies. Ay.
Feminism have sold women a false bill of goods. False bill of goods.
Would you agree that it's mostly on the women then, because the guys set up front what they're looking for?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And why did you make a different choice? What made you be in a relationship when a lot of your friends are in the streets?
Because I'm very traditional. I want marriage, and I'm just not into the whole rapper scene. I'm very private. I like to keep myself to myself. So I'm just not into it.
Okay, look, I don't know if she's telling the truth about being with one guy or not, but I suppose she could be telling the truth. I suppose she could be maybe telling the truth.
Older women, we have to protect her. I feel like you're like my daughter. I feel like you're baby.
You ain't gonna.
Feminism?
I'm not going to.
I'm just saying women.
Okay, don't put that on me. That's your trauma. I'm protecting baby right here. You want to reach out, I will talk to her. Absolutely. That's my job.
Feminism has disguised female empowerment through sexual liberation.
Woo!
And acted like that thing is the damn truth.
Oh, wow.
How
It's delusional.
do you create this idea that these guys are telling you, this is not what I want, and you try to change their damn minds? That makes no damn sense to me. Right. At the end of the day, you need to look at your results.
Here you go.
And if you are 15 guys deep, 15 large, sweating, young men.
You know that's love.
Pumping.
That's love.
Aggressively.
The viscous innards.
And fully on top of the viscous innards.
I knew he was going to say that shit. I knew he was going to say it. Dude, when MTR starts getting loud, you know the viscous innards. He's about to drop the viscous innards.
My bad. I get off my shit.
He said, my bad.
I thought it was my channel. For a second, you know what I mean?
He said
That's
the
why
viscous
he
innards.
What she said is it's so important for young women to speak up like that. And even what Maggie is saying, it's almost like you can see the wisdom, you can see that coming out. And what will happen is with a girl like her, if her mind wasn't right or if she wasn't open to things, she will be influenced to go to the streets.
There you go.
And so many other young women are influencing their friends to go to the streets because they want to be validated in what they're doing. They don't.
Well, not only do they want to be validated in what they're doing, just like Derek the Trader said, misery loves company. Misery loves company. Anytime a girl who isn't a 304 has girlfriends who are 304s, her girlfriends are trying to get her into the streets.
She belongs to the streets.
Don't go.
I want somebody doing better, being wifed up, because then I have to look at myself and like there's a bit of jealousy that she has a boyfriend. They didn't even put your boyfriend down.
Yeah, I've cut off a lot of people, but I actually don't have any friends. Even my cousins, I've had to cut them off completely.
Wow.
Because they're going through hard times. Like my cousin's been with someone for 6 years and they're not in a relationship, and he cheats and he just Then they look at me and they get really jealous, and that's why I just had to cut them off.
But that's so dangerous, right? Because we need community. Please connect with her and get that mentorship and get that.
Yes.
Because we need that.
Now all of a sudden, Miss It's Men's Fault, we're hoes. Now she wants to endorse the mentorship. Got it.
We need people who are going to reach down and educate us and show us that it's different. We need men who are going to look at us and say, hey, that ain't cool. Don't be out here giving it to these boys. Don't be.
Sweetheart, we've been doing that for 20 years. We've been doing that for 20 years, and all we get from women is a fuck you. That's all we get. Look, man, I ain't trying to help women. I'm not trying to help them en masse. The only time I will, the only time I'm going to help a woman is if it's beneficial to me. Like, fuck all you hoes. Like Biggie Small said, fuck all you hoes.
Be doing this.
Women have shown us over the last 10 years that they are not interested in anything we have to say about what we want in relationships. We want purity. When we say we want purity, we get accused of being pedos. We get accused of being an alipidep. Wait a minute. Yes. We get accused of being an alipidep spelled backwards. I don't know how I just did that. Is that really spelled alipidep? Let me see if I did that right. Damn, I sure did, didn't I? How about that? I'm the man.
This, right? And that's why I keep going to the whole, it's a circle effect, right? It's not just focusing on one end. It's a role that both are called to play.
No. It is not a role that both of us are called to play. Not anymore. Women ain't listening to us. Kevin Samuels was the biggest, dude, he was the biggest star in the world. Andrew Tate, biggest star in the world. Biggest star in the world. He's telling women, hey, don't do X, Y, and Z. What did they do? They've thrown him in jail under some bullshit, and he's going to be there for at least another however many days. No, we don't both have to, no. Fuck that. Ain't nobody reaching down and helping women no more. Once women reach a certain age, they are unhelpable. If that's even a word. Fuck that.
Yes, we absolutely have to take accountability as a woman. And I love that at 21, approaching 21, that you are doing that you are mature, that this is wisdom talking. If we go out on these streets, even in America, I can't come across an average 21-year-old who thinks like you do. That is so rare. You are a unicorn in today's society.
Whoa. Okay, so her mindset is different from the average modern woman's mindset. That does not make her a unicorn. Let's not go throwing around the U word all free like. Derek the Trader with the $5 super chat says, Donovan, based on your experience, what do you think the body count of the average American woman is by the time she's 30? I would say at least 50. And honestly, that might be a conservative number. I think the average American woman has slept with at least 50 guys by the time she's 30. And that's probably, dude, Melanie just talked about a woman who has 150 body count.
We don't exist, right? So I love that.
That's why I would say there are more husbands today. When a man finds a woman whose mind is right.
I'm going to finish that sentence. I think she was trying. Well, hold on. Let me see here.
And talks like that even young. She is so valuable out here.
Okay. There are more husbands than wives in the world. Here in the West, here in the United States of America, there are far more men. There are far more people who would make good husbands than people who would make good wives. I think, honestly, man, what's the ratio? For every one woman who is wife-like, wife material, what is it? Probably, 75 husbands? Maybe?
Here, even like a man will let go of a lot of things. I talk to a lot of high value men in terms of what they're looking for, and I say, will you like, I don't need a.
Oh yeah, if she went to college, dude, if she went to college, she definitely has a body count of at least 50. Dude, there are girls who have fucked 60 guys in a goddamn semester at a private school. How do I know this? Because I went to a private school, and I don't think I'm risking anything here by saying this. There were two girls. Their names were Karen Pogue and Carrie Swiderski. Karen Pogue and Carrie Swiderski. They had a competition. To see who could bang the most guys in a year. Karen Pogue won. Would you like to know how many guys she smashed? How many guys she copped to? 74 dudes. 74 dudes. And Carrie Swiderski wasn't too far behind. In 1 year, guys, 74 dudes that we know of.
a 10. I will take a 7. I will even take
Real
a
talk.
6. I will take
Hell
a
yeah.
woman if she has the right mind and I know I can trust her and I'm safe with her and she's going to be a good mother and a good wife. I'll take that all day over these IG models who are just worth nothing. And these men, they can run through them and it just becomes boring. It just becomes, they're intrigued by a woman who has character and quality. And a lot of these young women are not understanding this. Even men that you...
Dr. B84 said 74 dudes in 1 year. No, 74 dudes in a school year. She banged 74 dudes in 9 months. And don't forget, and she, honestly, that doesn't count spring break. That doesn't count spring break. That doesn't count fall break, right? And just in case you guys think I'm bullshitting here, I went to High Point University. Would you like to know how Swiderski and Karen, do you know how Pogue and Swiderski, you want to know how they ran through so many dudes? We had 4 fraternities on campus. Lambda Chi Alpha, Theta Chi, Pi Kappa Alpha, and Delta Sigma Phi. Lambda Chi Alpha, that was the Alpha fraternity. We called them Lambdas. Theta Chi, we called them Thetas. Delta Sigma Phis, we called them the Sigs. Pi Kappa Alpha, we called them Pikes. They'd go from fraternity house to fraternity house, just banging these dudes. That's how they did it.
You think are absolutely for the street. If they've come across character and quality, they are just like, they feel like it's a unicorn. But there are more men who are ready than there are. How many young women talk like this? How many young men are actually virgins compared to young women who are 21? They're not, women can get sex everywhere. That's why the body count is high.
Have you ever spoken to your friends about maybe that's not the best path to go down? And how do they react?
They're like, well, they don't listen. Then
of course not.
The thing is, they get hurt, they run to me, and then the next day they're talking to them again.
There you go.
It's a cycle.
Wow. See
and
that?
Then it's kind of dragging me down, and it's the energy, and I just don't want that energy around.
One of the reasons why we don't listen to women out here, guys. Okay,
yeah, right?
Because women will say a lot of things. Like you said, they will say, oh, I hate him. He's this, he's that. Next week, they're back with him. They're back with him.
Why do they do that, though?
Girl, you know why.
Because women are led by their emotions, not
and
by
they
their
want
logic.
validation.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Right?
Well, they're led by their emotions.
All right, I got 454 people watching. I've only got 200 likes. I need 300 likes in 10 minutes. I'm putting the clock up. If I don't get to 300 likes in 9 minutes and 48 seconds, I am shutting down the chat until I get to 300. Let's go.
Emotions, because like if a guy got cheated on, if a guy gets cheated on, right, his logic kicks in. He's like, okay, what is it like? What did she do? How did it go down? Oh my God, that makes me feel sick. Oh, I can't be around that anymore. A woman she wants that, like you said, she wants that validation. She's emotionally attached to somebody, and she will let that lead.
Shane Will Win did the math. 3.64 days between dudes. There you go.
And she doesn't think about the things that men think about when they get cheated on.
I'd like to answer your question. Why do women do that? I think it's because women, we just want everything. And we wanna, as women, we wanna think that who's that Ronaldo guy's wife? What's her face that was working at a shoe store?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Anyone know her name?
Yeah,
I forget her name.
Georgina or something like that.
Georgina, yeah.
I think women in general, we're narcissistic, and we all think that we're more important than we are. And
Ooh,
we also
preach it,
think
Pearl.
that we can change men, as she said. And we all think we're whatever Ronaldo. So even if a man hasn't wifed the last 50 girls, 100 girls, 200 women, we're all just think that we're special and that we're going to be the 201st that just changes him.
Oh, wow.
And occasionally,
Listen
there's a
to
Ronaldo
Pearl.
chick that gets lucky, and then all the girls point at the Sierras and the Ronaldo chicks.
Ain't nobody pointing at Sierra. See, the girls love Sierra because Sierra successfully pulled off both sides of the female imperative, which is alpha fucks, beta bucks. Future to Russell Wilson. But I'm going to tell you something. I think we've all seen I think we've all seen the red carpet Oscar pictures of the lovely and talented Ms. Sierra Wilson. But it would appear that the streets have been calling her for quite a while. The streets have been calling Sierra back for quite a while. You can tell. You can tell that the streets are trying to pull her back in. There's a website that I wrote for a long time ago. I wrote an article called Why Sierra Will Eventually Cheat on Russell Wilson. Why Sierra will eventually cheat on Russell Wilson. You mark my words. You mark my words, guys. It is going to happen.
And just say, well, they did it, so I can do it. But
all right, we're at 267. You guys have 6 minutes and 56 seconds to get me 33 likes. Let's go.
You don't look like her.
Right.
So you won't have that outcome. And then when you try to tell them that, they just don't listen and do it again. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't think it's even determined on women. Like, a lot of times when a man is ready for a wife, the next woman that comes along that meets the criteria that he's looking for, he will get married. It may not even depend on because she's so special. It's just that she's meeting certain criteria that he can work with. And when
it ain't got nothing to do with her being special. It really doesn't. If she's fit, feminine, friendly, and trainable, yeah, we'll take a flyer on a girl like that.
Man is ready. Men own marriage. They own relationship. We own sex. So if a man wants marriage, he is tired of the streets, he wants a wife, and his mind is set on that, the next girl that comes along that offers at least a large portion, at least the majority of the things that he's looking for, he will settle down. And that's why women will say, why is he with her? She's not even that fine. She's not that bad. His ex-girlfriend looked better.
Yeah, but his ex-girlfriend was a fucking headache. And she was useless. And she was a goddamn hoe.
And we will start talking about the looks. Women talk about, like, why are men so concerned about looks? We will dog a woman out who is with a man that we want, who is high value.
Ain't that the truth? Women like to complain about the fact that men are all about looks, yet when they dog a woman, they talk about how ugly she is. A woman's beauty and purity, those are her two main agencies. The way she looks and her HOFAX report. That's why the first thing women call each other when they don't like each other are hoes and ugly. Women are more concerned about these things than men are.
Value and say, well, she's not as fine, and like people down the street, like my neighbor looks better, I look better than her, she's not even a bad B. But yet we will get mad at men and say they focus on looks. But if we don't understand the psychology of men, when they're tired, men can just go. If right now, of all of us women in here, it's a dry season, we need some D.
Uh-oh.
To the streets.
Probably even the dudes in here. We can go outside and say, listen.
Look at Maggie.
Let's just run it. Not
joke,
Maggie.
It's
Maggie's
a joke,
exception.
It's a joke.
Maggie's exception. But no, this is what women are. If I go outside, if all of us women go outside right now and we just walk up to random dudes and be like, listen, you can come to my hotel, you can come to my room, come to my apartment. I need some D. Let's get it in. We can just get it. We can go to a club and we can wear a sign and say, hey, come get this.
Boom, they'll have a line of dudes.
We will get it. If a man wore that, women are not running up to that man. We're
Hell
scared.
no.
We're running away.
Right.
We're like terrified. Now, will some men be terrified? Yes. But for the most part, men are going to come flocking, lining up for that. And it comes to marriage. If a man came on and said, listen, I need a wife. I want a woman. I want to be dedicated to her. I want to be faithful. I want to do that. Women will come running out of the woodwork.
There you go.
Men own relationship and marriage, and whoever comes next, if you line up enough,
you just gave some game out. Men are going to be
yes,
like,
she did.
Shit, that's how I get women. That's how I get women.
Don't get it.
All right, guys. 293 likes. We need 7 more likes in 3 minutes and 21 seconds.
I'm going to tell them that I want a wife.
Oh, gosh.
As many of you know, I was...
All right. Very good. Very, very good. There was one more I wanted to react to. There's one more I wanted to react to. Ah, yes, OnlyFans girl. OnlyFans girl. Let's go.
Just banned on TikTok. And we are
Sorry about that.
Do you guys think...
Let's get these off. Boom, boom. Let's do it.
That sex work is immoral?
Yeah. Can I comment on that, actually?
Go ahead.
So I don't understand.
Is sex work immoral? That's an interesting question.
But it wasn't like boobs. It was lingerie. Yeah, boobs were out, whatever. I done it, and when I finished it, I felt very degraded. I felt very like, why did I actually do that? Now, I know there's girls out there who do that. They don't feel
She is very Irish.
that way. That is perfectly fine. You do you. You feel the way you feel. But me personally, like in the future, when I have kids and all in the future, and if my kids found out about that, they'll probably get bullied in school. They'll be like, oh, your mom done this, your mom done that, and your man as well. He's not going to, if you don't respect yourself and you're selling your body online.
Yes, sir.
I can't speak for everyone, I can just speak for myself. If you're selling your body online like that, there's not a high respect for yourself. Why expect that from others then? You know what I mean? And it's like, if you're doing that sex work, it's so different for you.
How much money did you make?
So I basically done it like consecutively for like a week. Like literally, I posted for a full week.
Yeah, first week.
In total, first week, I made about 2,000. That was from people being nosy and from people.
So you made 2 rats in first week.
Wow, 2 fucking stacks.
And you felt disrespect.
100. If you've seen the stuff that people would ask.
Does this woman have double? Oh, wow. So this woman has a bull ring and a couple of rings in each nostril. What a waste. Because she's attractive. I don't know, dude. Ladies. Oh, ladies. Ladies, look. Look, man. If you are attractive, dude, don't put jewelry in your face. Don't get tattoos. Come on, man. God, oh my God.
And even outside of it, even to this day, I don't do it anymore. But people still being like to me, oh, well, you used to have OnlyFans. Like, what was that? Like, you must be real freaky. No.
Why you give a fuck?
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's what we would rightly assume.
What they talking about?
It's because I wasn't posting this whole vagina. I wasn't doing the whole thing. You know what I mean?
So you won. You ain't show no nothing, and you made money?
I showed the titties. But
she said I showed the titties.
I didn't show nothing else. You know what I mean? And it was kind of to a point where it's like, I thought I could do that when I got onto it.
Do you think
she won money, but she didn't win respect?
No, dude, money is nothing. Like, money is imaginary, man. Like, money is temporary. Money is fleeting.
Do you think that you should be judged for doing sex work?
To an extent, it does. I don't care what anybody says. In my opinion, it does speak a lot about yourself. It does. 100%. Even for me, like when I done it, people knew the type of girl I was. Like, I'm very out there. I'm open. I don't care. I'll speak what I speak and say what I say and do what I do. But when I done it, I just didn't expect to be like, whoa. I feel very demoralized.
What did you expect?
Wow, listen to this.
I don't know what I expected.
What were you thinking before you did it?
Before I did it, I was like, get the bag, get the money. Just get the money. See what
there it is.
Was there someone
get the
that
bag.
influenced you to do it? Or?
Oh, yeah. I see all these girls doing it and getting the money. But the one thing I didn't...
I like how she thought getting the money.
Instagram, TikTok, some girls
Did
I
you
know,
do that there?
Like, girl, get it. If that's what you want to do, that is perfectly fine. Like, do you. Me personally, I couldn't do it like that.
Do you understand if a guy would disqualify you in the future for that?
That was the first thing I said. I can understand how a man would look at me.
Wow, a young attractive woman who did OnlyFans understands why a man would disqualify her for a relationship. Who knew?
Why do you think that you accept that where other girls will call the man misogynistic?
Feelings. They're not using their logic. They're like, how dare you speak about me like that? And it's like, you're taking...
Kyle 2020 says, she's just a little topless. She's still good. Yeah, right?
It's so personal. I was like, you obviously must feel a specific way about yourself if that's how you're speaking about man.
Listen, man, if more people have seen a woman naked than people she knows personally...
She belongs to the streets.
Being misogynistic because... he won't take you up for that. That's about your own respect levels, and that's just your own opinion. Like,
do you guys think that sex work is immoral?
Is sex work immoral? Oh man, I don't think it's immoral. Boy, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Devin, put it on the poll. Is sex work immoral? And when we say sex work, When we say sex work, we're talking strippers, ladies of the night, OnlyFans girls, cam girls, escorts, spicy movie stars. Those are all sex workers. Sex work means that you are using your body, you are selling your body to men. That is sex work. That is sex work. You can dress it up and call it whatever you want. But when you are using your sexuality to obtain money from men, you are a sex worker. If you're using your beauty to market to women, you're a model. Claudia Schiffer. Cindy Crawford. Giselle Bundchen. Devin, end that poll. End the poll, Devin. End the poll. See, now I got it. Now here we go. Now I gotta end the poll. And now I gotta time out. Now I gotta time out Devin. And the reason I'm timing out Devin is because she didn't follow instructions. She didn't follow instructions. I said, is sex work immoral? I said yes or no. Devin added an answer. This is a black and white question. I want a black and white answer. Is sex work immoral, yes or no?
Speak into your mic, just don't forget.
To an extent, yes. A lot of points that you mentioned I'd agree with. I feel like it comes off very desperate, and I just generally feel like doing them sort of things don't make you seem like a very good person in the way of, so it's not your fault. Like, I'm not blaming you for it.
How is it not your fault? Whose fault is it?
I think
it's your fault.
Genuinely, I feel like, obviously, I'm not gonna put the blame on everyone else. I believe everyone should take accountability for their actions and whatnot. But I feel like upbringing.
Here we go. Blaming your life decisions on your upbringing. Blaming your life decisions on your upbringing.
Like, financial state you're in can influence you a lot with them sort of things.
But you could look at someone that's born in the same upbringing and they don't make those decisions.
Yeah, no,
thank you.
100%.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you. There's your accountability. That's what Melanie was talking about, y'all.
I feel like they...
Merch.
Even just being born in this century, you're richer than most people were in all of human history.
That is true. I agree with that. I just feel like, because, again, going back onto the point of the society that we're in now.
Society,
obviously,
here we go.
Back in the day, it was prostitution. That was looked down upon more. Now, OnlyFans is being favoured, especially...
But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. See, here we go again. Society's telling us that it's okay. You know it's not okay, man. You know it's not okay for you to do. Sex workers are necessary. Sex workers save lives, gentlemen. They save lives. If there were no such thing as sex work, there would be many, many wars fought. I'll put it to you right now. There will be many, many wars fought. Sex workers save lives. If men who couldn't get laid, the incels of the world, if they didn't have some sort of an outlet or release to get rid of all that pent-up sexual energy, guess what? They do very bad things to large amounts of people in a very short period of time.
By like men and
But sex work is still sex work.
Whatnot, like men that start OnlyFans, they get favoured. They're like, all right, he's doing his thing, like he's fucking different bitches.
No! Oh my God, this fucking chick.
Every night type vibe.
Men and women
it's
aren't
like
the same, sweet
favoured,
cheeks.
and it's normalised to the point where...
You think men make more money on OnlyFans than women?
Hell no.
I don't know the statistics. Or
this bitch. This bitch. See, everyone wants to bitch and moan about the pay gap. Everyone wants to bitch and moan about the pay gap, except for when it comes to sex work. Men don't bitch and moan about the pay gap when it comes to sex work. Because men are more hard up for peace leave than women are for eggplant emojis. They are.
Speak on that.
There's a much bigger market for female sex workers than there is for male sex workers.
But obviously, I know I personally know men that are on OnlyFans and they do make money.
Mm-hmm. Like, what's make money?
As in, like, they make
how much,
a substantial amount, probably like $30K a month.
Okay, that's pretty
good.
Stop the cap.
That's cap. Dude, there is no dude out. No male. There is no such thing as a man who has an OnlyFans who makes $30K unless he's a celebrity. I don't care who you are.
Like, it is a thing. Obviously, it's not as normal as women doing it, but it is a thing.
It's crazy how men were the ones that kind of run the porn society, and it's the women that are falling into it. Corn society. Yeah. My apologies. How they run the corn societies, but obviously women being consumers as it is, we're going to be the ones to jump into it more. You know what I mean? Compared to men, 100%. Yeah.
Well, that's because sex work is far more lucrative for women than it is for men. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so what do you think? Is sex work immoral?
Yes, I absolutely think so. For any sex, it doesn't even matter, male or female. We weren't made to do that, right? Like
Cigar Man 85 with the comment of the day. 18-year-old stripper, or OnlyFans star, I'll add. Go queen, get your money. Men want to date 18-year-old women. You're an Alipodep. There you go. You're a sick perv.
Even just the fact that we have to wear clothes and layers is to protect, right? So even before you put on your regular clothes, you have on undergarments, right? And so that in and of itself just shows the default nature of how that's supposed to be more sacred. It's supposed to be more private, more secure, right? We even refer to it as private parts, private areas. So absolutely, it's immoral to just be flaunting that and giving it to anyone. Period.
What about you?
So for myself, I would say it would be immoral for me, but I don't know. Like, I think
is morality different? Is morality different for different people? Like, if I steal and you steal, it's different?
In general, no, but I think some people will kind of rationalize what they're doing and then say that they have their reasons for it, and then I don't know their lives, so I don't know what their reasons would be. But
if I steal because I'm hungry, does that make it different?
It's not okay.
There we are. There we go. That's it. That's it. If you get caught stealing, if two people get caught stealing, one person tells the judge, well, I stole because I'm hungry, and the other person told the judge, I stole because I just like to steal. Guess what? They're both going to get the same sentence depending upon their backgrounds and all that good stuff. A crime is a crime is a crime. Yes, we can understand that some people steal out of hunger. Stealing is still wrong. Doesn't make it right. People do the wrong things for the right reason. People do very bad things for very good reasons. That doesn't mean that they're not still very bad things.
People are going to do what they're going to do. So if they do it...
No, but I'm asking if you think it's moral.
No, not for me. Okay. I wouldn't.
No, but for everyone. Do you think it's moral?
No.
No. Okay. No. Okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
Hell no. And I think like now...
there's MTR looking... Oh, look at MTR looking all cool.
I also think as I get older, like, if I had a daughter, what would my answer be? Right? Like, I think it's... just think about that. But also, too, like, I think the terminology sex work it's a really, like, large term. There's a lot of things that could be encompassed within that. But I also think...
No. Listen, I think we all know sex work when we see one. I think we know, like, listen, there are many, many things that encompass sex work. But if a girl tells a man what she does for a living, if it involves making money from her sexuality from men, then you are a sex worker. And this is sugar babies. Sugar babies are sex workers, gentlemen. They're sex workers. Because if they don't provide the sex, they don't get paid. That is the very definition of prostitution. It is what it is.
Sex work, could be, a lot of these Hollywood stars that, show up half naked to the red carpet, right? Like I was looking at the Oscars and Sierra just showed up to the Oscars.
Half naked.
Like literally half naked. And she has 2 or 3 kids and is married to a multi-millionaire, Russell Wilson. That to me is a component of sex work as well. Because she's taking the degrees of her sexuality, putting it somewhere and going to get brand deals because of it. Right, like, and everything that comes from it, right?
I mean, I don't necessarily agree that what Sierra did was sex work, But hey, look, man, I certainly would not advise I would not advise you allowing your woman. See, listen, and look, when I go out with my girlfriend, when I go out with Devin, I like her looking hot. I like her looking hot. I like her wearing short skirts, low cut tops, all that good stuff. I like it. But there's a big difference between wearing a sexy sundress or form-fitting evening gown and what Sierra wore, which was basically cellophane. She wore a bra and panties and a fishing net and some heels.
So, like, I even think when we talk about
now, sometimes Devin does wear that, but when she does, it's within the privacy of our own home.
Sex work, the definition has to be expanded for modern times today, because although she's not doing that and getting direct money, or maybe that she is from the outfit that she's wearing, she could be, right? But then also what comes...
Those are the same kicks he wore in Miami.
Of that, right? And if there's an exchange of money, then that's sex work as well.
I don't know, man. I don't know. My thoughts on it different than everybody else. I don't really see nothing wrong with it. Cause like,
okay, I can't understand. Listen, man. I'm good at understanding people. I can't understand what he's saying. So I'm not gonna mess with that. Oops, I'm not gonna mess with that too much. Man, dude, my computer is just really, really slow. I think it might be. Oh, crap. Damn it. Dang it. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. Yep. Cigarman85 says, there's nothing moral in South Beach. Women walk naked. Yeah, basically. Basically. Let me remind you guys
again.
again.
The annual Conference of Masculine Excellence has just been confirmed. And for the second consecutive year, it will be held at a world.
There we go. Sorry, y'all. The hashtag How To Relationship Podcast is coming to a city near you. Last weekend, we were in Dania Beach. This coming weekend, we will be in Atlanta. We are going to be discussing interracial relationships between black men and white women. Interracial relationships between black men and white women in Atlanta. Should prove to be a very interesting podcast if you happen to live or will be in the Atlanta area on the weekend of March 25th, which is coming right up. Go to howtorelationship.net/guest. Fill out the very, very short form if you'd like to be a panelist or if you'd like to be a part of the live studio audience. If you want to be a panelist or a part of the live studio audience, howtorelationship.net/guest. If you want to be a part of our Atlanta shoot, it is going to stream live exclusively on Sharpe Stream. It is going to stream live exclusively on Sharpe Stream. So if you want to watch it live and uncut, unfiltered, unedited, go to sharpstream.com, become a member. Just $10 a month, guys. Just $10 a month. That's 17 cents a day. Become a member, and you can watch all of them. The weekend after next, in 2 weeks, we will be in Minneapolis. The weekend after that, we will be in Chicago, where I will be joined, hopefully, by Minister Japp and Coach Everett Overton for a panel discussion with the ladies. That should be awesome. Very, very, very much looking forward to that. Oh, man. Great show tonight, guys. I am now going to retire for the evening. I'm going to have a glass of wine. Oops, guess the battery ran out there. I'm going to have a glass of wine, and I'm going to watch the season finale of The Godfather of Harlem. One of the best shows going. I highly, highly recommend it. The shows that Devin and I watch on a regular basis. So we watch The Last of Us, The Godfather of Harlem, Mayor of Kingstown, and Your Honor. Those are the ones we watch. And so I'm very, very much looking forward to that. So yeah, great show, guys. Fantastic show. You guys make my job so much better, so much easier. Like I said, guys, be sure to follow me. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Donovan's. I'm sorry, on Twitter. It's weird. I don't know why that's not there. Okay, well, make sure you follow me. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Donovan's Den. Follow me on Instagram at Donovan Sharpe TSR, as well as at How to Relationship 1. That is at How to Relationship 1. Be sure to go to howtorelationship.net/guest to sign up to be on the pod. DeRay Davis says you don't like BMF, Don. I don't know what that is. I don't know what BMF is. Oh yeah, we're also on TikTok, but we don't upload shit to TikTok anymore because they're just gonna. I mean, dude, the safest thing, the way to stay on TikTok is just to not post to TikTok. That's just how there is. All there is to it. I don't even pay attention to TikTok anymore. It's just, it's useless. I don't make money on it. It's pointless. It's too much trouble, and I'm always getting banned. This is like my third TikTok. I don't care. I do not care. I'm still waiting to hear what BMF is. I have no idea what that is. Okay. All right. Well, at any rate, that is going to do it for this, the 945th edition of TSR Live. My thanks to all of my super chatters, my members, my patrons, and my members. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.